Hi friends. So today let us discuss about a problem called balanced sequence. So to understand more about the problem, first we need to understand some basic facts. So if we see here, right, what are all the types of brackets that we could see on our keyboard? So the first kind would be flower brackets, and second kind would be square brackets, and the third kind would be parenthesis. Okay, for time being, let us call all the above types as brackets only. Then, what does it mean by balanced sequence? In a given sequence, each opening bracket must have a corresponding closing bracket in the same sequence. Then only we can call the given sequence as a balanced sequence. What does it mean? Can we have one example to understand more about the balanced sequence? If we look at this example, right? So here we have opening bracket, then next opening bracket, next opening bracket, and the corresponding closed bracket for this opening bracket. So in this way, in the same sequence as the brackets are opened, in the same sequence we have the closing brackets. So this is what we call a balanced sequence. And when we talk about this example, so here for this opening bracket we are expecting this as the closed bracket, but here we have a different closed bracket, so hence we will never call it as a balanced sequence. Okay, then what is the question that we are going to solve today? So how to detect if a sequence of different types of brackets is actually correctly balanced? Okay, so what is the approach that we can think of? For a given sequence, assume this is the sequence. How are we thinking in our mind? So we are visualizing this sequence as this in our mind now. Okay, so first we read this character, and when we encounter this opening bracket, we are simply remembering. Okay, then we are moving forward. Then we encounter the next opening bracket. Let us remember this also and move forward. Let us continue this process till we encounter the first closing bracket. Okay, at that time what we are trying to do, we are trying to see the last saved opening bracket and compare whether this is the suitable opening bracket for this closed bracket or not. Correct? And in the same direction we are moving forward and we are continuing this lookup process, and at the end this overall we should not be having any unmatched opening or closed brackets. Correct? So this is how we are trying to visualize in our mind. Then hence we are looking for a data structure to save or store all opening brackets in an order, like lastly saved opening bracket need to be fetched first for comparison. What does it mean? We are looking for a data structure which actually works in last in first out manner. So what is the data structure we have? We have something called stack. So here in the similar fashion, when we have the first opening bracket, we are pushing to the stack, second, third, and so on. When we encounter a closed bracket, we are popping the last saved opening bracket and comparing. So the similar fashion we will have our programmatical implementation. Okay, so here if you see, right, in the public static void main, so this is the sequence, this is the sequence. Okay, so let me change this. to make it correct. Okay, this is the sequence we wanted to deal with, and here I am simply calling is a balanced sequence by passing the sequence. Then what are we doing it here? So let us skip all the input validations for time being and focus on the core logic. So from the implementation documentation, we know that we are dealing with a stack. So we have a stack declaration here, and we will be dealing with characters. Okay, for each, okay, for each character out of this sequence, that is the reason what we have a for loop. Okay, when the okay, then when we have a character, okay, what we are doing here, if it is opening character, we are remembering. Okay, if the given character is any of these opening bracket, then we are pushing it to the stack. Correct, simply we are pushing it to the stack. And if at all, if the given character is one of the closing brackets, then what are we trying to do? What are we trying to do? We are trying to look up for last remembered value. So how to fetch the last saved value from the stack? By simply popping that value out of the stack. But here we need to still validate. Assume I have popped the latest value, but it still need to be the suitable opening bracket. Correct, otherwise still it is wrong only. That is the reason we are trying to validate the closing bracket with the popped opening bracket, and we are confirming that yes, that is matching. Then only we are considering it as a valid bracket. Got it? And this will continue till what extent? Until all the characters are being introspected. Okay, and finally the stack need to be empty. Then only we will consider the given sequence is balanced. Otherwise it is not a balanced sequence. Okay, so let us run this program to see the output. So here I am passing the balanced sequence, and here it is showing true as the output because it is balanced. Intentionally let us remove one of the bracket and see is it giving us false or not. It is giving false. Thank you friends.